Good morning. We have a very interesting topic today, the role of prayer and the role of mantra chanting in yoga sadhana. As our knowledge is advancing, we definitely want to know the science behind prayers. Is it just a belief system that we are talking about, or there lies some science behind the prayer? And if so, what is that science? The prayer is related to our emotions, the prayer is related to our thought process. There is a science of emotion and there is a science of thought process. Thought is related to our mind. Mind we can broadly divide in two parts, the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. Scientifically speaking, the conscious mind is the gateway to our thoughts. All thoughts come to our conscious mind, and it is here that a filter can be applied as to which thought should enter our unconscious mind and which thought should not enter. The moment a thought gets transmitted from the conscious mind to the unconscious mind, the role of filter is over, because the unconscious mind has a unique quality that it is the most obedient and the most idiot servant of the conscious mind. Any thought that comes to the unconscious mind is accepted as a reality. It is no more an imagination. It could have been an imagination with the conscious mind, but it is no more an imagination for the unconscious mind. Every thought that comes to the unconscious mind is a reality for it, and it gets stored in the unconscious mind as a reality. While the conscious mind is the gateway, the unconscious mind is the storehouse of thoughts. So, all the thoughts, filtered or unfiltered, that travel from the conscious mind to the unconscious mind get stored as a reality, and the accumulation of these thoughts, they become our habit, our nature, our personality, our conduct, our entire well-being. So, it is for us to decide as to which thoughts should travel to unconscious mind and which thoughts should not. We know that the number of thoughts that come to our mind are full of various emotions. They are full of fear, they are full of anger, they are full of jealousy, they are full of compassion, they are full of friendship, so on and so forth. But again, the psychological science tells us that majority of these thoughts are negative in nature. They may be having less or more intensity, but the fact remains that there is some element of fear, there is some element of anxiety, there is some element of anger, there is some element of jealousy, greed, whatever we may like to call. If we were full of compassion, full of happiness, we will be full of kindness, then our personality will be different. But that distinction, more often than not, we are not able to make. So, let us accept a situation that most of the thoughts that come to our mind, they are, depending on their intensity, they are negative in nature, and they correspondingly affect our unconscious mind and our personality accordingly. And accumulation of these thoughts then become the triggering point. We see the cases of road rage. Why they are happening? They are happening that The number of thoughts that are coming to us through electronic media, through print media, through stories, through talking to different people, the type of thoughts that we give to ourselves, they are getting accumulated. We give to ourselves, look, I am an angry man, I am not going to accept what you are saying, I will hit you back, I will do that, I will do this. Now, this is getting deposited in our unconscious mind, and a small trigger comes and we react to a situation, we start behaving accordingly. So, every thought coming to our mind is an inner prayer, because thought is energy. What I am talking to you, what I am saying right now is sound energy, but before the sound energy a thought came to my mind which got converted into sound energy later on when I started speaking. So, that thought is also energy. We know about lie detector test. What is lie detector test? A machine is applied to an individual, he is asked certain questions, he reacts to those questions. We start asking, what is your name, where do you reside, where have you come from, where were you on that particular day, do you do this business, do you do that business. Every question is being answered as per the knowledge of the person. But if he wants to hide something, he will probably have to hold, say, for a split second, and that will change the vibrations, and the machine will immediately capture and say that this is where you wanted to hold back, meaning that you are not telling the truth, you are telling a lie. So, thought is energy, and now through machines we capture the energy of those thoughts also. So, every thought that is coming to our mind is energy. Another aspect of this thought is that this energy gets connected to anything that comes to our mind. Suppose we are fond of eating something, we start talking about or we start thinking about the thing that I like, I love to eat, I have a great taste for that, and sooner than later maybe I will start salivating when I start thinking of that particular thing that I want to eat. On the contrary, there is something that I do not like, or I start talking of something very, very nasty, something very, very a thing which we will not love to talk of. And if someone talks of that even for a short while, I may probably like to ask him, gentleman, could you please stop? I no more want to talk about it. Now, both the products are not present before me, yet the very thought of the two different products generates a different kind of energy in me, and I react differently. In fact, one product leads to generation of salivation in me, and the other product even could lead to a sensation of vomiting in me. Both the products not being there, but they are affecting my entire neuroendocrine system functioning. The release of the hormones, my reactions, everything is getting affected because I am thinking of a particular product or a different product. This is because the moment a thought comes to my mind, I get connected to the energy of that particular product. So, what we conclude is that whatever we are thinking of, we get connected to the energy of the product that we are thinking of, that we are talking of. If we are thinking of something positive, we get connected to the positive energy, and if we are thinking of something negative, we get connected to the negative energy, and the properties of that product start affecting me emotionally, mentally, physically, and the transformation starts taking place within me. So, every thought is a prayer, depends what kind of thought I am passing through. Prayer is also nothing. Prayer is an intensified process of thinking in a particular direction. Usually what we understand from prayer, we understand from prayer is that we think of something very holy, we think of something very, very pious, we think of something very, very positive, and we think of its properties, the properties that are holy, that are pious, that is positive. And if we are constantly thinking of the properties of that holy thing in whatever manner that we like, that becomes a prayer. Depending upon the intensity of our thoughts, our prayer will become as much intensive, and it will have the same results as we are going to have something eatable, or maybe some visit to some beautiful destination, or thinking of some good friend or an enemy, whatever that we may think of. So, prayer is something very, very positive, pious and holy. Do we recall that dialogue of Shah Rukh Khan movie in Om Shanti Om? Shah Rukh Khan says there कि अगर आप किसी बहुत शिद्दत से किसी चीज़ को चाहो तो कायनात आपको मिलाने की पूरी कोशिश करती है, वो मिलाती है आपको. Translated in English, what he is trying to say is that if you want something very intensively, the nature ensures that you get it, it comes to you. Prayer is another way of saying the same thing. It does not matter as to what we are praying, it is our call as to what we want to pray for, whom we want to pray, in what form we want to pray. The science behind it is that it is the intensity of thought, the concentration of thought, the nature of thought, the positivity or negativity of the thought, which is going to connect us to the energy of the object that we are talking of. If I say that I get healthy, or if I say that someone near and dear to me starts getting healthy, then I am getting connected to that gentleman's health or my own health, and I am transmitting that positive energy to the individual. That is how the prayers are answered. It does not matter as to which God you believe in, it does not matter actually what the belief is. What matters is the nature of thought that we are having, and whatever thought we are creating within ourselves, that kind of energy will start getting accumulated, that kind of energy will start getting transmitted, that kind of energy will start affecting the object that we are thinking of, talking of, and the transformation will start taking place. Many people say that my prayers are not being answered. They are not being answered only for the reason that either we lack that intensity, or we lack that concentration, or we lack the amount of prayer that we should have made. Our desire, our object is too high, and we are making a very simple and very feeble attempt. How it is going to work? If I want to win a medal in Olympic, and I say that I have been running for a kilometer every morning, and why I am not able to win a medal in Olympic, then it is not the fault of the Olympic games, it is the lack of effort on my part. If the efforts are appropriate, corresponding to the aim that we have set for ourselves, corresponding to the need that is there, I am definitely going to succeed. So, prayer is intensity of that thought, concentration of that thought, nature of that thought, and the purpose that we have in mind. It is not that only going to temple is a prayer, only going to mosque is a prayer. Prayer we are doing every moment, every thought that is coming to our mind is a prayer. We have to take a call as to what kind of prayer we should be having within ourselves. Thank you very much.